Hello students, I welcome you all to my YouTube channel, that's Akifa's Commerce Classes. So in today's session, we'll start with a new topic, that is ledger. So in the previous sessions, I made 3 videos on journal entries. So now we'll start with ledger. So what is a ledger? Students, as we know that journal is known as the book of original entry because we write in the journal for the first time. So whatever transactions that take place for the first time are recorded in the journal. So after we record the transactions in the journal, then we post it into a book that is known as ledger. Okay, so ledger is a secondary book wherein we record the transactions from the journal. So now if you want to learn about ledger, then it is very important that you all know the journal entries, because if you all do not know how to solve the journal entries, then you all may not be in a position to understand the ledger. Therefore I request that if you all have not seen my previous videos on journal entries, then please have a look on them and then learn ledger. So let's start. So as you all can see that here I have taken some transactions. Okay, so these are solved journal entries. So today I will teach you all how to post these transactions into the ledger. So for this it is very important to know journal entries. That's why I also emphasized that it is important that you all have a basic knowledge about journal, because if you do not know how to record the transactions into the journal, then it will be very difficult for you all to understand ledger. So let's start with ledger. So in order to begin with ledger, what we'll do is we can see that there are a number of accounts that are involved. Like for example, we can see cash account, capital account, purchase account, cash account and so on. So here what we will do is that first we will just mark those accounts that we need to prepare. Okay, so let's begin. First is the cash account, second is the capital account, then purchase account, then cash we do not need to prepare again because here we have already ticked mark. Next is Shan account, then sales account, furniture account, cash account is already marked, cash account is again marked, then discount account, Shan account is marked, then bank account, cash is done, rent and then salary. So these are the accounts that we need to open in order to start with ledger. So in order to record these transactions into the different accounts, we have to make rulings. Okay, as you all can see that I have already made the different accounts. So students, we should know that this ledger account is also known as the T account. Okay, so as we can see that on the debit side we have date, particulars, JF, amount, and on the credit side we have date, particulars, JF and amount. Now in the date column we are going to write the date on which the particular transaction had taken place. In the particulars section we'll write in detail about the transaction that took place. In JF, that is the journal folio, it is actually the page number on which you have recorded the particular transaction in the journal. Okay, and the next is the amount, and same with the credit side. So as we have identified the different accounts that we have to prepare, so here what I have done is I have already made the rulings for all the accounts and kept. So students, we can see that our first transaction is on November 1, that is cash account debit to capital account. So in the dates column we'll write November 1. Okay, and now we can see that there is cash account and capital account. So cash account is debited and capital account is credited. So what we have to do is that we have to remember that in cash account the word cash will never appear in any account. For example, when you are preparing capital account, in capital account the word capital account will not come. So here we know that the cash account is debited. Okay, so we definitely have to debit it in the ledger, but instead of cash what we will write? We will write it as capital account. Okay, so we will write to capital. This column will be blank and the amount is how much? The amount is 40,000. Done. Then we see the capital account is on the credit side, that is to capital account. So then we have to come to capital account. Okay, we know that capital account is on the credit side, so definitely it will come on the credit side, but it will be written as cash account. Okay, so write the date, it is November 1, and here it will be by cash account, and the amount will be rupees 40,000. In ledger we do not have to write the transactions. Okay, so one entry is done. Okay students, so let's start with our second transaction. Let's purchase account debit to cash account. Okay, now we know that purchase account is debited. So we know that in purchase account the name purchase won't appear. So instead of purchase, what we'll write? We'll write cash account. Okay, so the date will be 12 November and here it will be to cash account and the amount is rupees 5,000. Okay, and now let's move on to the cash account. As here we can see that cash is on the credit side, so definitely we will record on the credit side, but we will write it as by purchase. So write the date by purchase and the amount will be rupees 5,000. Done. So this is our second transaction. So let's start with the third one, that is Shan account debit to sales account. Now we know that the Shan account is written on the debit side. So instead of Shan, what do we write? We will write as sales account and the date is 14th November. Okay, so here we'll write as to sales account. Okay, and the amount that we'll write is 14,000. Done. Now we know that sales is credited. So on the credit side, instead of sales, what we'll write? We'll write as Shan account. So date is 14 by Shan account and the amount is rupees 14,000. So with this we finish our third transaction. So our fourth transaction is furniture account debit to cash. So in the furniture account the date will write as 17. We know that furniture is debited. So here instead of furniture, what we'll write? We'll write to cash account and the amount is rupees 21,000. Okay, then this to cash 21,000 we will write as November 17th by furniture and the amount would be 21,000. So with this we finish our fourth transaction. So let's start with our fifth transaction. We can see that cash and discount account is debited and Shan account is credited. So what we'll do is that in Shan account we have to write cash and discount account. So the date is 18 November, by cash 4,000 and the same date by discount 2,000. So in the cash account we have to write on a debit side to Shan account 6,000. After this what we have to do is we have to also record it in the discount account. Okay, because 2,000 is the total amount of discount that is actually allowed. So instead of discount, what we will write? We will write it as to Shan account. So let's start with our sixth transaction, that is bank account debit to cash account. Now as bank account is debited, so here we have to first write the date, that is 20th, and as bank account is debited, we'll write here as to cash account and the amount is rupees 3,000. And on the credit side, that is to cash account, we will record it as date by bank and the amount is rupees 3,000. So we are done with this transaction. So moving on to the next transaction, that is rent account debit to cash account. So as rent account is debited, here we'll first write the date and here we'll write to cash account and the amount we'll write is 2,000. And the same thing we can see that cash is credited. So instead of cash we'll write by rent. So the date is 22nd by rent and amount is rupees 2,000. So moving on to our next transaction. So as we can see that our last transaction is salary account debit to cash account. So as salary account is debited, so on the debit side of salary account we will write the date 29th and we will write to cash account and the amount is rupees 20,000. And the same, the cash account is written on the credit side. So here we will write as 29th by salary account. Amount is rupees 20,000. Okay. So students, as we can see that we have written all the transactions, we have recorded them in the respective accounts. Now the next step that we have to do is we have to total them up. It means we have to total the debit and the credit side, and wherever we get the difference, that is our balancing figure. So let's start with cash account. Okay, so now let's start totaling. As you can see that on the credit side, I totaled it up and I got rupees 51,000, and on the debit side, I have only 46,000. So what I have done is I have returned 51,000 here on the credit as well as on the debit side, and this is the difference. You can see that I have put a box with a brown pen. So this amount is the balancing figure. So we will always write it as to balance carried down. And the date I have taken as 30th because we have to always take the last day of the month. Okay, so I am recording for the month of November, so the last day is 30th. Similarly, you can see for the capital account, on the debit side we had nothing, we had only buy cash account on the credit side. So in order to balance the account, I have written November 30th to balance carried down and 40,000, and then I have totaled it up. Next we can see we have Shan account. So on the debit side we had only 4,000 and 2,000, that is 6,000, and on the debit side we have 14,000. So we have to deduct 14,000 and 6,000. So when you deduct 6,000 from 14,000, you get rupees 8,000. So this 8,000 is your balancing figure. So that's why it is written as by balance carried down. Then the next is sales account. So we had only by Shan account, that is on the credit side, 14,000. So in order to balance it, we wrote it on the debit side to balance carried down rupees 14,000. Next we have our rent account. So we had only one amount, that is to cash on the debit side, 2,000. So in order to balance it, we have written on the credit side by balance carried down. The next is salary account. So we had one amount rupees 20,000 to cash on the debit side. So to balance it, we have passed an entry on the credit side by balance carried down, that is the balancing figure. And the last is the purchase account. So the purchase account, we had only one amount again, rupees 5,000 on the debit side. So in order to balance the account, we have to write an equal amount on the other side. So here we will write on the credit side. So we have written it as by balance carried down rupees 5,000, and hence this purchase account has been tallied. Next is furniture account. So we had only two cash account on the debit side. So in order to balance it, we wrote by balance carried down rupees 21,000 on the credit side, and we balanced it. Next is discount account. So we had only two Shan account on the debit side, 2,000. So in order to balance it, we had to write an entry on the credit side. So our balancing figure here is 2,000, that is written as by balance carried down. So the next account is bank account. So in bank account we had only one amount, that is rupees 3,000 on the debit side. So we have returned rupees 3,000 on the credit side as it is our balancing figure, and we wrote it as balance carried down. So that's how that account is tallied. Students, one more important thing that you all have to remember is that, like for example, in this account I have written as by balance carried down rupees 2,000, and the date that I have written here is November 30th. So this same amount, this is the closing balance, okay, for this month. So for the next month, that is maybe December 1st, we will pass an entry here and we will write to balance brought down. Okay, we have to always remember that this entry will become a new entry for the next month. It means it will be the opening entry. So for all the accounts, like for example salary account, here we have 30th November by balance carried down. So the same amount will come here by December 1st to balance brought down. So opening entry is brought down and closing entry is carried down. So we have to do it for all the accounts that we have opened. So actually from your exam point of view, only this much is sufficient. This is what I believe. In most of the high secondaries, they do not ask you all to write the next amount also, that is the balance brought down amount also, because here your account tallies. If you write it, it is well and good, but if you do not write it, I do not think that your marks will be deducted. So this was all for today. So in today's session, we started with ledger. Then we learned how we are supposed to record the transactions from a journal into a ledger. So ledger is very easy if you know how to solve the journal entries, because if you do not know how to pass the transactions and if your journal entries are wrong, then you will end up writing all wrong entries into the different accounts. So ledger is easy provided you know journal entries. Okay, and the trick that I had showed in the beginning, that is we have to just mark the different accounts that we need to open, is very important. Like you all can see that here I had star marked all the accounts that I need to open. So when you all mark this, then this becomes easier, because when you are writing in an exam, there may be chances that you may forget to draw an account. So therefore it is very important that you mark them. You can also mark it like 1 2 3 in the number system, so that you know that which accounts you need to prepare. So this was all for today. I hope that you all have understood, and I have made the ledger a bit easier for you all. Even if there are certain queries or questions that you want me to answer, then please put it down in the comment section. Also, what I'll be doing is I will attach the picture of the transactions and also the different accounts that I have prepared, because there are chances that as I was simultaneously preparing the accounts, some of you might have missed out something. Therefore, I am attaching the full picture of the transactions as well as the different accounts that I have prepared. Thank you.